I may be on vacation, but when my mom said that she wanted to redo her kitchen, I knew I wanted to be involved. She's lived in the Villages for a few years now, which is in Central Florida if you're unaware. She hasn't quite figured out her vibe. Is it cool? Is it warm? So let's see what she has going on inside. I think today we're going to be focusing on the kitchen and the entryway. So here's what we have going on today. We have this nice front entryway table that is definitely getting a refresh. And then we're going to move on to the kitchen, cabinet hardware, get that swapped out, and maybe even a light fixture. And here's the catch. We only have one day to do it. If you're looking to refresh, sometimes all it takes is a few small changes to give your home a fresh start. And most of the time, you already have pieces that you like and fit the space really well. So maybe you just want to freshen it up instead of running out to the stores and buying something new. Because it's always better to refresh what you currently have than it is to try to find something new. And this table is a perfect shape. It has really great details. I like the legs and the drawers, but it's stuck in the millennial gray phase. I don't have any supplies with me, so we had to start from scratch on this one, which is perfect if you're watching and not sure where to begin. We're going to be doing a Pottery Barn refinish on this table, so you want to get some sanding pads, paintbrush and roller, spray primer, tan paint, brown glaze, and a spray top coat to make it easy. It's really just that simple. We need to start out by taking the knobs off, and yes, we will be reusing them so we can't misplace them. Then we're going to wipe it down with just a little dab of soap, and that soap is going to act as our degreaser, and it's going to get it all ready for sanding and painting, and it'll just work out really well. I have a professional sanding setup at home, but I'm not at home, so this $3 set of sanding pads will just have to do the job. These are high grit pads and will work to give it just a light scuff sand. And knowing that I'm not getting a professional level sanding job, I'm making up for it by buying a higher quality primer. The primer I got sticks to everything and is considered the best of the best. Giving it one last wipe down before moving it outside in that beautiful Florida sunshine. JK, there's storm clouds rolling in right now, and I'm questioning if we're going to be able to get this done before the rain starts. The primer I got is the Bin Shellac Primer, and it's the best of the best and sticks to everything. It stops bleed through in its tracks, and it keeps my amateur paint stuck to it forever. I also splurged and bought this in the spray form. Again, I have nice sprayers at home, but since we're starting from square zero, I opted to save us some time and headache by paying just a little bit more money, but being able to spray it on. Painting it by hand would take it at least like 3 or 4 times longer, and it would take longer to dry as well. Also, this stuff is not water-based, so if I did use a brush, that brush is just gonna have to go in the trash when I'm done. So if you're wanting to use this bin primer, save yourself the hassle and just get the spray version. And now once that dries, I'm taking my 400 grit sanding block and just going over that to knock off any of the imperfections. And yes, we had to bring it inside. I think it's gonna rain any minute. We are cruising through this, and I only have just this one day to finish all of these tasks, so I'm racing the clock. The tan paint that I recommend is called Antler Velvet, and you should be able to just get it at any Home Depot. And get it in the matte or flat finish, definitely not satin. And here's the tea, since we're going for a brushed faux wood look, you don't need to be perfect with the paint. In fact, I want you to not stress about perfection and actually add more brush marks to your paint. You heard me, get messy, let's see the lines in the paint. We're going for max texture here, but be sure those brush marks are going in line with our fake wood, no zigzags. 2 coats of paint later, it's time for the magic. I have linked below the glaze that I buy. I've used so many cans of it at this point and it always looks so good. I'm going to start with the table flipped over so we can get these little leg nubs covered first. Using the large fluffy deck brush, simply brush on the glaze. If you want it lighter, mist your surface first. The key is brushing it in the direction of the fake wood grain. Flipping it over, going section by section, I'm simply just brushing on this glaze until it's the shade that I want. My mom was looking for a little bit more texture and grain, so we grabbed this frayed tire brush and started swiping it across the glaze to see what would happen. And it actually looked so much better with this janky old brush. So bonus points if you have an old wiry brush like this, it'll give your piece so much more texture and depth. I'd love to show you the glamour after shot where it's back in the house and has a cute matching mirror, but alas, the rain caught up with us and this baby is not even thinking about drying. The glaze does take some time to dry, especially if it's damp outside, but once it is dry, lightly spray it with a poly top coat, and trust me, don't use a brush. You'll risk reactivating the glaze and smearing it around. Ask me how many pieces I've ruined by doing just that, so definitely use a sprayer. Then we're gonna let this sit and dry in the garage, do its thing, while we go in and work on the kitchen. Moving inside, my mom has such lovely warm granite in the kitchen, but her knobs are chrome, so it creates this weird, uneven vibe. She wants to warm it up in there and was even considering repainting the cabinets. But before we make that drastic of a jump, I suggested that we simply switch the knobs. If you're sick of your knobs, try changing the hardware because I swear something so simple as knobs can make your space look so much different. Another way we wanted to warm up the kitchen is to swap out the light fixture above the table. Bless my mom, she was so excited that she already had this swapped out before I got there. We both love how warm and cozy the new shade is, and here's what the previous one looked like, which is chrome and is sucking the warmth and life out of that space. Out with the chrome, in with the natural warmth and brass gold tones. We also swapped out the knobs on the buffet in the kitchen area. They were silver before, and yes, she was so excited to do this that I was completely done before I could even get over there. I have these knobs and everything else linked below. Out with the chrome and in with these fun knurled champagne pulls. And ignore my mom casually blocking the shot here. And that's it! A one-day transformation that brought new life into my parents' home. And right in time for happy hour, if I might add. Time for a break. I'll catch you on the next one.